French, I can tell you, they have a wonderful mental toughness, but Alison Monteseruti, I tell you, he is something very, very special. They have won all their matches so far. They've won them. Well, actually, one took a little bit longer, Pereira and Serif, but here we go. Here's the start of a very important out of the pools, and we're into the elimination contest, and that one over the top there, down the line, and it's Brazil. But of course, they did receive the ball, so you expect them to start well. Nice set, down the middle, and over the top to the baseline from Oscar Schmidt. The ball is now with Bruno Schmidt. Out of play, and 1-1. It is difficult, okay, even now, and since we've been on air, I've seen the shadow move about ½ a meter. So it will get a little bit easier, maybe the second set. They haven't got the sun in their eyes, but it's very, very tough. The wind is behind the Brazilians, but the sun right in their faces. Watch out, here we go. It's Bruno again, and he's got the block, made it out, and that is 2-1 to Brazil. We'll get the big hitter, Alison Chiruti, coming up next. They won the Klagenfurt Grand Slam in 2014 with the Brazilians, and that is a nice hit there from Krou. That levels things up at 2-2. In fact, they won in 2014 the Xiamen Open in China. They were seeded 5th and came in top spot. Earned a lot of money for that. Hey, that was a huge hit, but well saved. And then he messed it up at the net. Edward Rowlandson, and we're going to say, be happy. How can you be happy at that? That was a really, really poor shot after he'd done so well to keep it in play. 3-2. This'll go dead. You bet. I tell you, he's loving it. He's got his back to the sun. He knows where he wants to hit that. And Krou, he's got a really extravagant feel about him. He loves it. He's got a bit of arrogance. And he definitely loves to perform. Here we go. Oh, and he fouled at the line, fouled at the serve line. He wasn't keeping an eye on that, I tell you. They change sides. It's 4-3. That one hung on the top of the net. It was nearly deciding to go over. We saw one earlier in the last match where it went 3 times onto the top of the net before deciding to go. 4-all. Here's Schmidt, and a wonderful placement right in the corner. And you can tell Alison is saying, look, we don't need to thrash it every time. We can just play it nice and easy. That was a fabulous shot. Just look at that placement. Well played, Bruno. He's got the ball now for the serve. Out of play, and there was no touch. He really is a big, big guy, isn't he? Alison Monteseruti is 6'8", that's 203. And he fills up that net. Extraordinary. On the other side, 6'4" and 6'3". Yusuf and Rowlandson. Okay, that's as good as it gets, isn't it? It was 4-all. They picked up 3 points in a row to 7-4 now. There you go. It must have been very close to perfection, that. Bruno once more. It's a good hit. No play. 78 kilometers an hour. Wow. From Bruno, that service really put the pressure on. 78k. I've had a wonderful piece of information about how fast the fastest is. I'll tell you about it in a while. Our head of referees has given me some great information. Another big service. Yeah, and an easy angle there, down the line, in fact, over the top of the block. So, France. And again, that shadow is really creeping over. My goodness, it's at 2 meters right now. The sun just drifting down behind the town hall. He does love to hit them, and the timing of that jump, it's fabulous to watch. They really are in great form at the moment. Brilliant rhythm, and just look at that. As Krou went off to his right, Bruno Schmidt adapted the jump and just pushed it straight down the middle on the opposite side. 9-5 is the score. Alison, we haven't seen him hit a real big shot. He's just playing them nice and gently, nice and easy, keeping them in. Very important. It's still there. Watch out here now. What a set. That is stunning. Wow. That is absolutely superb. Alison Cerruti picked it up beautifully. And then what a finish that was from Schmidt. Schmidt started it obviously receiving. They had the side out at that time. Now they're back in. It's 10-5. Didn't make it this time, just off the sand. But again, big angles. Fun, isn't it? The Red Bull hats worn by the Brazilian squad, and Red Bull Media House, of course, having a lot to do with the control and distribution of this coverage of these games. And in fact, not just these, but throughout the season as well. Developed a partnership with the FIVB, and it's all for the good of beach volleyball. I tell you, the expansion program is fabulous. 7-10. Bruno again, good position. Oh, that was a fabulous set. You know, that was a great bump set there from Alison. Yeah, no wonder he's pumped up about that. Just watch this set. It is glorious, right where he needs it. That's where he can do most damage at the net. Perfect, 11-7. It's a little bit far back. Oh, but it was a great angle. Big dive there from Bruno Schmidt. 28 years old, his partner's 29. Wouldn't they love to win this and guarantee a place in Rio next year? My gosh, they come... Certainly Cerruti comes from Rio de Janeiro. That's where he was born, that's where he resides. Vittorio is where Bruno Schmidt comes from. But the idea that they can win this tournament and guarantee representing Brazil and Rio would just be a huge incentive. Here's Alison. Nice, easy again with the serve. Watch out, here's Krou. I tell you, they might be looking at targeting Krou from the service, because every time he gets it, it's a little bit more difficult. They're going to take a break now. The Brazilian flag is in evidence. It has been significantly throughout the week, actually. You'd expect that. Brazil with such an extraordinary heritage and history in the sport. It's really impressive. Silver medal in the Olympic Games, actually, with Emmanuel Rego in 2012 in London at Horse Cars Parade. That was Alison on the left, so he will certainly be hoping to go one better in Rio. Well, we've got Spiky, the seagull, having a lovely time over on the other side in the shade. There you go. There he is, just getting the crowd warmed up. And I have to say, the stadium announcer and the team, the entertainment team, have done a brilliant job. How does he keep jumping up and down with the atmosphere so hot? And they're having to wait for the service. Wow. That will not impress. That will not impress Edouard Rowlandson. Okay, here we go. Easy serve. It's Bruno again. He's got a lovely shot, but that's well read. The block is out of play. So well played. That's very good from Rowlandson. He chased it down after the service and eventually won the point. So back within 2 now, 10-12. And then after the Lord Mayor's show, as they say. You get some great music. Even I can understand the music. 10-13. 13-10. Okay, again. Yeah, he's so dangerous. I tell you, Yusuf Krou, every time he's been on the attack, he's scored. And he's had a perfect match so far. They've got to target him from the service, keep him out of that first attack. Okay, here he goes. This one will go to Bruno. There you go. Keeping Alison quiet at the moment. That's a great... oh, it's still there. And second time of asking, Bruno gets in there. But that was a cute little block, wasn't it, from Yusuf Krou. Kept the pressure on at 14-11 now. That's a great save. Nice work for such a big guy. He can move well. 14-11, and it's Alison with the service. It's much harder, but it's into the net. That's why he's been playing most of his serves with a little bit of conservatism. So certainly less hard than that. Come to the left, into the sun, and then towards the shade. And again, it's a beautiful touch from Bruno Schmidt. Inside out, off the outside of that right hand. He comes to 15-12 now. That's a little dinky serve. What it's coming to... You see, you will learn at some stage, I'm sure, Bruno and Alison will learn that if they play it to Yusuf Krou from the start, they're going to be punished. They've got to try to get Edouard Rowlandson receiving and then on the attack shot. It's Krou. It really doesn't matter who they serve to here, to be quite honest, but certainly on the other side. I think... Alison now, watch out. This is going to be big. Well, less than big. Huh. That is superb. What a shot. What a drop shot that was. Great work there from Edouard Rowlandson. And you have to say, again, Alison Cerruti, he should have gone up before that. He should have gone with something much more attacking and more intimidating. Shot choice is so important. 14-15. Here we go again. They're still concentrating on Frank, and that is out, but it's out. Yeah, it's not even touching the block. It's back to 15-all. Brazil have only got themselves to blame here, I'm afraid. They've allowed Yusuf Krou to dictate the net. That's a very dangerous thing. They've actually lost 2 and 1-1 in the preliminary pool group. That was Pool H. Oh my goodness, and that one's gone as well. He was just late on the shot. He got right underneath it. Maybe the sun, and it is, well, it's not just the heat. The sun was in his face there on that left post. So, in the lead for the first time then, Krou and Rowlandson. Krou with the serve. It is just out. He shouted, trying to influence the line judge, I think, but at 79k, it's a big hit, but it's long. Long and wide, 79k. 16 all is the score. Right, we got that one in. Okay, a little bit lucky, and Bruno will make a big difference there. Bruno, at last, has won a point on the Brazilian serve. That makes a difference now, 17-16. But still, they're concentrating on giving it to Krou to start. I don't get it. There he is. That is not an easy strategy, I can tell you. That is why. I don't get it. I know I can criticize from a distance, of course, but Brazil, they are playing it to Krou out of strategy, and it's not working. 17 all. Here's his partner, Rowlandson. That has drifted long. Oh, that's again at this important time. They change ends at 35, aggregate score, of course. Okay, at last, Alison has come into his own with a big block. Watch this. This is at the absolutely important time of the match. Gets a really, really good hole up there, and the left hand does the job. Great work. That was really important. Yep, the timeout is called from France. There's a lot of chatting going on here because they let things drift a little bit. They were in control and they let it drift. Alison doing the talking. I'm sure it's about a strategy of attack. From the serve, they're hitting Krou. They should try hitting Rowlandson, see how that works out. Well, it's been a fantastic week. Everyone here in the Netherlands absolutely loving what's going on. This is a purpose-built stadium. 2,000 people can get in here. 100 tons of sand, 40 centimeters deep, have been brought here to the market square. And even the phone cameras are being used to great effect, catching some very nice artwork with the sun going down here. Brazil, Brazil. They're enjoying that. They've got a lot of supporters here. Right, here is Bruno Schmidt. 19 is the score. They're still going for Krou. And this time it does work out. It's below the net. Set point, Brazil. There you go, set point now. And Brazil, it will be Bruno. He'll hope with the final service, 2017. It is the final service, and that was a big, big hit. 80 kilometers an hour. He had the luxury of a 3-point lead. It's now become a 4-point lead in the set. 21 points to 17, and after a really, really good matchup earlier in that set, ultimately the Brazil cream comes to the top of the milk. There's a little replay of some action here, and I have to say Bruno Schmidt has contributed enormously. There's a big hit from him. And this one was absolutely superb. That was a fabulous set from Alison. And Bruno, well, he enjoyed that, didn't he? You can tell. There is the story. Oh, we're getting now really, really close, aren't we, with the attacks at 52 against 55.6. Never seen that before. Errors 9-7 against the French. And that one single block towards the end from Alison was very, very important. It's a good matchup here. Brazil looking good for their third seed position. They have, I tell you what, they've got the best rhythm in the whole place. In this main stadium, I've been watching those young girls, been watching a few of those young girls as well. Carmen, Melania, Patricia, Sandra, Delia, Clara, Rocchio, and Elena. They are all up from Transavia, courtesy of Transavia, the airline that has brought them up from Madrid. They've been working so hard throughout the whole week and just adding to the festival atmosphere inside the Apeldoorn Stadium. Here we go, second set. It's Brazil with service, Bruno Schmidt. Well, they know a lot more than I do about volleyball, that is for sure. But I still don't get why they're playing it to the Frenchman, Krou. Rowlandson with the ball. Here he comes again. And that's out of play. Bruno, he doesn't miss too many of them. It wasn't a bad set, he just missed the rhythm there. 2-0 to France. That was even closer to the net, off the block, off the shoulder there, and out for 1-2. Big boy Alison Cerruti will come to the service. We just see that going out off the block. Well, the sun has now covered the actual court, but it's still right in my eyes. Okay, another big chance here. That is a fabulous set, and the good dink over the top is out, though. Oy, oy, oy. Well, another big set. Should have been Brazil's point. Alison did well. Bruno just stumbled and put it out. Let's have a look at this. There's the beautiful bump set, and there should have been the point, but oy, 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 comes over and crashes into Krou. A little bit further back this time, and that is a lovely shot. Wow, great adaptation in the air. Ha! How did he improvise that one? It was about 3 meters back, but just look at that. Kept the angle going. Super shot. It's 2-3. Bruno with a big hit. Does well. Nice work from Rowlandson. The conditions now, though, really beginning to be super. They've got the perfect conditions actually on the court. Not so hot under the foot. And there, a little touch from Alison. He tried to regroup. He couldn't make it. 3-2. Oy, 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 and that was poor. It's actually, it was 4-2 at the time, so that is now 5-2. They'll change sides. And a little wipe down of the glasses here. In fact, at that end, the wind, whatever wind there is blowing the sand into the faces and into the glasses. Here we go, 5-2. That is out of play, off the block. Rowlandson trying to encourage Krou here. He says, don't be dispirited. Come on, we're in the lead. 3-5. And a really nice cut across there. Really good cut. Came right over it. There was a heavy, heavy side spin on it as well. Let's have a look. Watch the cut. Beautiful. 6-3, France. Oy, oy, oy. I think that was power. When he gets a chance, I can tell you now, you don't want to be in his way. Bruno Schmidt, 4-6. It's a short service, but here's a chance. Bruno going left post and a little bit further back. Another chance. Well, in fact, that one off the block and back But Youssef Krou did exactly the right thing there. He backed off the spike, or block at the net, rather, and made 2 or 3 meters back before the hit came. 5-6. Bruno once more. Well, that's interesting. Calling a timeout here? Well, that is interesting. It was all very late in the day, but they're going to have a timeout here anyway. In fact, going to have a chat with the ref, I think. That is interesting. Wow, okay. Oh. So, Mr. Veza just having a little inquiry there. The Portuguese referee. I think there is a medical timeout here at the moment. I'm not absolutely certain what's going on, but certainly we've got a little issue, and I'm not absolutely certain what it is. It appears that Youssef Krou is not at all well. He's taking in water, taking hydration, and I think that possibly he will be allowed, he will certainly be allowed some time. Hands akimbo there, Edward Rowlandson. I'm not absolutely certain. Oh, what's the problem? Okay, there is a medical. And it's not Rowlandson. It's not Rowlandson. Sorry, it's not Krou, it is Rowlandson. And that is a hip injury, perhaps. He's certainly not happy. Oh, dear. And there could well be muscular into the hip, into the groin. In fact, yeah, it looks like it is. He's got a lot of strapping on it anyway, so you have to say that that is obviously very painful, because suddenly called for the timeout. It's a medical timeout here now. And, well, whatever he's explaining to the medic is certainly in a lot of pain. You cannot play this kind of intense sport, and with pain, and he's asking that the thigh be strapped up, I think. Meantime, the Brazilians will obviously have sympathy. They'll be wanting to get on with it. They're already 1 set to the good. And the stadium announcer obviously having a lot of fun with the crowd as well. The medics really are hugely important in a sport like this. The injuries that they pick up, because it is all huge, instant speed that is required. Okay, then that needs a little bit of pressure on it, perhaps, but great job. Well, this is interesting, because in the last time out, and it's really great that the director noticed this, but he was already stretching and struggling. And in fact, there was some strapping on that thigh. And this is, well, this is serious. They want to get through this one. They're out of the pools, which is a really big achievement in itself. The next stage will be quarterfinals. We are talking the World Championship here, so if he possibly can go on, he definitely will. But Rowlandson is in a lot of distress. Of course, that puts even more pressure on his partner. Yeah, really tough. You feel for him. Well, they won in Xiamen, China. Xiamen Open last year. The best this year is 2 third-place finishes in Fuzhou, and one in South Africa at the end of last season. Also got a third. But and Doha, they were third as well in 14. I've attended that particular event, so I'm familiar with their play, but certainly struggling here. Well, that's a great, they deserve a big applause to try and come back from this. Oh, the medical timeout complete, but he is walking quite gingerly at the moment, Edward Rowlandson. The FIVB, they've got the medics around. They'll keep an eye on this, and the most important thing, of course, is care of the players. Not only do they organise great events, bring the staff in, but they look after the players as well as they possibly can. It's Brazil with the serve. It's 5-6. France still in the lead. I hope they don't target Rowlandson at the moment. Well, they did. And Krou does not use him for the second time. And that is power. It's a problem, isn't it? Because if you see an injured player, you are tempted to give a little bit, but I'm sure there will be no quarter given here. Brazil will be very kind and try to cut this to 2 sets. There you go. And Krou goes out, but it's a really, really good knockdown block from Alison Cerruti. And you can feel the atmosphere has changed already. Edouard Rowlandson is not getting off that right leg at all. He's not jumping. He will just be a passenger here, which puts huge pressure on Joseph Krou. And, well, Brazil will be kind and finish it as soon as they can. He'll try to get it. Well, he is trying to jump. Oh, well played. Just as I said, he can't jump. He comes up with a fabulous little dink with a lot of side spin on that. Really good effort. But he is struggling, you can tell. The body language is there. Look at that. What a fabulous shot that was. He fooled everybody to think it was going to be a close one, and it went on the open side, down the line. Great work. He won't be running in too hard for this, Rowlandson. From Montpellier. This is his 4th season, but into the net there. And the donation gratefully accepted by Brazil. It was to Rowlandson, and that means that they're going to try to make it a two-hit receiving of the serve. When they are out, that is, again, is a strategy that worked there unbelievably well. Krou, serve. Drops one short. And that is on the line and down the left side from Bruno Schmidt. Well, they can put this ball anywhere in the backcourt, and he won't be able to get it, I can tell you. It's 9-8. He's got to this time. He tries, but it's down the middle and easily picked up by Bruno. Will now play it to the side, and there's no way that Edouard is going to chase that one. He might have missed it even if he was fully fit, so no chance if he's got an injury. Well, fair play and all credit and plaudits to Edouard Rowlandson for continuing. He knows the crowd is here to watch volleyball. Certainly won't want to quit. Picked it up nicely. Hey, that was clever. Cheeky and clever from Joseph Krou. Excellent work. Nice little dink just to the side, to the left of Alison Cerruti. Cerruti comes down the middle. It's going to be power. You have it absolutely in bucketfuls there. 11-9, Brazil. The court, even the extremities now in shade. He's up the right post, and he's not going to be able to get that one. But that is a chance over the top, still there. Bruno, left post, makes it over the top. It's a beautiful shot for 12-9.
Line ball over blok langs de lijn van de Fransen.
Yeah, well, he checked his stride just a little bit, Edouard Rowlandson. He looked like he was coming over. That is now the technical timeout, and the Beach Girls will come back again. But, well, you feel also sorry for Brazil. They know that they've got an injured player opposite. But, OK, there's lots of strapping on that right thigh. They will keep plugging away, and good on them. The Beach Girls, dramatic music here. And really, really enjoying this. A little bit of gymnastics as well. I think 5 out of 20 for that one. But they really do add a lot of rhythm, a lot of joy, and certainly exuberance and fun to the whole proceedings. The Transavia Beach Girls from Madrid under Captain Carmen. And watch this. Go up there and fly high with Transavia. That's not Transavia, that's Rossio. We'll see her dancing with Spike in a while. Spiky, the mascot. Well, the FIVB bosses will be really, really happy with this. I think the president's coming tomorrow. Ari Grassa. Welcome him to Apeldoorn. He'll see this as a fabulous, fabulous venue. Good block. Again, chance here for Krou, and another big block. Oh, that's super volleyball. Really great scrambling. Come on, get it in. Unlucky, just couldn't get high enough. But this one from Bruno is going to be on the angle. Great pick up there, Rowlandson. Watch out, power play. No, he's dinked it. Oh, brave, brave, brave. Edward Rowlandson does a brilliant job in getting down to it. And I have to say, Alison Conte Cerruti is enjoying the crowd's involvement in this one. That was a fabulous rally. And Brazil won it, but not for the trying, or for the lack of trying from Krou and Rowlandson. What a contribution to that rally they made. Ultimately, it went to the injured player, Rowlandson, but great rally, fabulous fun. 13-9. Bruno. Bruno is over the top and into space, and it's now, it's one-way traffic. It's 14-9. And that was a double. It was a double touch, yeah. That's a shame. That's a real shame. The concentration is really tough for Josef Krou. His partner, he knows, is suffering. You will not want him to suffer too much more, to be quite honest. 15, I picked that one up, though. It's way back. Here we go, Bruno again from the right post, and a brilliant angle. I mean, when he's against two fit players, he'll come up with stuff like that and win a point, no problem. It's a lovely set from Alison. And there you go. On the angle, just touch the top of the net, and great work. 16-9 now, Brazil. After a 21-17 in the first. Again, the crowd really supportive. And that is time to go. Rowlandson is up there, and you could feel that Krou wanted to keep him company at the net. We don't see this. We don't see this very often, but Krou is trying. Well, just watch this. Krou is coming up to the net. Well, really, looking at taking a double block there, which is unheard of, really, in beach volleyball, but he's so concerned. Well, that is out of play, and really, apart from the fact they're in double figures, there's nothing much to say about that, to be quite honest. 17-10. It's Bruno with the service. It's a little dink. Goes to, and that's the only thing they can do, actually. Play the two shots, side out position. And Krou, if he's fortunate enough to get in position, he can actually pick up the point, which is what happened there. 11-17. The red ball, he looks A little bit reddish in the beard, and he certainly plays like a bull. And that is out of play, and that goes to France. They've played Bruno and Alison. This time it really does get a huge hammering. Alison's actually played in 42 FIVB World Tour Final Fours. He's got 12 golds, 13 silver, 11 bronzes. Extraordinary. His partner's got 3 golds, 6 silver, 4 bronzes. Nice serve. But again, targeted, and now another big block. And I can tell Alison and Bruno are not taking any prisoners here. They're not going to give any quarter. They're playing this really, really hard. Oh, just missed it, but there's no way. If Rowlandson had been fit, he would have chased behind that. But that is now match point to Brazil.
And we have a match point for Brazil.
It's out of play. We'll have another match point. They've got 7 of them still. Who's going to be serving? Number 1. So that will be Yusuf Krou. Match point. And again, stadium announcer is encouraging the crowd. It's a good service. Krou is there. Krou blocks. It's not a great play there, but okay, Rowlandson gets it back in. But watch out, here's the boy. Oh, super block, Yusuf Krou. And the little wagging of the tail at the end. It might be more of a French poodle than a really aggressive dog, but I tell you, that was a fabulous shot there, but then he spoils it by putting it into the net, and that is the match. Brazil have won it by 2 sets to love, and you have to give real credit to the French team. Edouard Rowlandson, we saw him earlier stretching, then he had a really, really difficult timeout, a medical timeout. You cannot play this sport if you're anything other than 100%. And Edouard comes off, and the crowd really, big claps of sympathy there. They know how hard he worked to keep going, but ultimately the French were beaten, and that is a bit unlucky. But they've played each other on 3 occasions, and there it is now 3-0 to Brazil. Bruno and Alison won all of the times they met this year. They met in Moscow, they met in St. Petersburg last week, and now they've met here in Apeldoorn. And each of those occasions has been victory to Brazil. So really, you could say it was expected as we have a look at the highlights of the match. Yeah, Bruno's excited. Alison very happy. They go into the quarterfinals here in Apeldoorn. There's the story of the match then. It's really interesting. Too many attacks. Just one more error. Couple of blocks there for the Brazilian team. But ultimately, 2 sets to love. They were just too strong on the day. Ranked number 3, or seeded number 3 in this competition, they move forward to the next round. Well done, France. You are eliminated, but you're certainly not down and out from the effort, and certainly finishing the match was very important for Rowlandson. He did very well. Congratulations. Right, they're going to have a little chat now to the Brazilians.
Yes, in front of the guys of the Team Brazil, who win the next match here in the volleyball capital of Holland, Apeldoorn. Please tell me what happened tonight. What a great match.
No.
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, one of the French players is clearly injured now, makes the match not so interesting, especially in the second set. But we just realized that his injury in the second set, we are playing like normally in the first set, and we start pretty good in the beginning, and the middle of the first set they put the game back again for them, and then we have a good service in the end. But like I said, we just realized that one of them is clearly injured in the beginning of the second set, and then we just like try to finish the match as fast as we can for our side. And good. Today was even more crowd than yesterday. It's so good playing like this. And okay, today is done, and we will think about it for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much for these words, and we'll see you back tomorrow, guys. Thank you.
Okay, Martin Westerink was making the interview there, and exactly as on commentary, I was saying that the Brazilian team tried to close it out as quickly as possible. That would have certainly have been the ambition, because it was a tough time for Rowlandson, but congratulations for them finishing. Brazil have won it 2-0. They'll come into the quarters. Next time we've got one more match for you.
Dat gaat alleen maar gebeuren natuurlijk met die 16e finales en kwartfinales die we nu hebben. Zinderende match worden, tot die tijd. Over 5 minuten zullen we daarmee gaan starten. Dan stellen we weer de kortcrew aan hem voor. Stellen we de officials voor. En hebben we alvast de teams die gaan warm spelen. Ook gaan we bal in de bin spelen, dames en heren. Zo meteen met Spike met een rugzak op.